Well, hello, everyone, and welcome into TexAgs Rewind presented by Yeti. Typically, Olin Buchanan's already on the beach by the time this part of the show is filmed, but you're here today because we did the Go Hour as the last hour. What would be a name for like the Go Hours for the start of the show? And initially it was for Gabe and Olin, but then it became the start. What would we, like, if we rebranded it, what would it be? The Faux Hour?
The faux?
Finished hour?
Yeah. Except we're not foes, I don't think. Not yet, anyway.
I don't know. Hey, you mentioned this guy right there in the middle, number 42. You've been very impressed with the year he's had.
You know, he has had a good year, and, you know, he's been a better receiver than I thought he would. Really good hands.
Yep.
Really good hands on that guy. Great representative of Texas A&M.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So today on the show, as I mentioned, we kind of did the old flipperoo, the old switcheroo. We had the final countdown to start off the show. So Steve and Seth McKinney joined Billy. We got the latest on the coaching search. Jackie Sherrill in studio. Did you hear any part of that?
I did. I heard almost all of that.
That was awesome. And Robert Crouch came in here with him, part of that first ever 12th-man kickoff team. And we had a little pick six action. We agreed a lot on one we didn't.
The Oregon State-Washington game.
Oh, no, there was two then because Texas too. But you just have to watch.
I took Texas.
Yeah, all right. Iowa State. Check out the rewind.
Jimbo would get on them. He would yell and scream. But it's the follow. It's the follow up. It's the follow through. It's the it's the enacted discipline after the fact. Like, I don't know how many places guys storm off of practice. It seems probably a little more common, but it happens a lot.
It's shocking. It's shocking that you could get away. No, I mean, I'm
but
serious
that's
about
my
that.
point.
I don't care.
There should be kind of a rule like, hey, if there's a week and a game goes by and you storm out of practice,
you're
not playing that week.
Like
just a set rule.
So
my
you
best
storm
player,
off if you
my
want.
worst player, my
Bro,
I don't
understand.
But I hear about that kind of way too often.
So that was like, let's just pretend that that's the reality. That's like mind-boggling to me that was ever allowed. Like, you might have. I don't recall that ever happening.
Really?
I don't know, Steve. I don't know.
No,
I don't recall that ever happening
Even
in my life. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in my life, I don't recall a guy going, I'm leaving because he's mad at a coach. I mean, like, and then gets roundly accepted.
Bro,
so let's just.
I'm not saying it's a daily occurrence, but I know it
happened.
It shouldn't happen
more than a handful of times.
It shouldn't happen more than one.
Exactly, but that's like
the level of entitlement
right
on your team for that to happen more than one time tells you everything you need to know.
Your culture is what you allow to happen.
Terrible if that can happen.
Yeah.
But how much of that is the transfer portal threat that they feel
Dude,
like?
go ahead. I mean, like, you have to weigh that.
You can do that, have that approach, but you can't. And you can't. But you need a coach that knows how to handle that, and you do need the discipline. You do need the heavy hand. You need the strength coach, I think, to be able to enforce that. And I think that was kind of lacking here.
So there are a lot of pieces like you can get away with that.
I'm sorry, you need to allow the strength coach to enforce it.
I agree with that. Like just from my time, Coach Clark. I love Coach Clark. I respected him. He's one of the greatest strength coaches I can ever think of. And I think a lot of people at A&M felt that same way when they played at A&M. And he
wasn't a jerk. He
wasn't a jerk.
No,
and but that's a crucial piece that a lot of people don't think about.
I think like someone like Traylor has probably been very involved in the portal with what they're doing. He's had to evaluate, and I've talked to coaches around the country, actually, a couple of them that said that their staff, they're terrific at evaluations. They copy them, they follow. It reminds me of like young Gary Patterson, what schools used to do. Oh, TCU offered him? Okay, we're going to look. Art Briles had that going for him at Baylor for a while. But like Elko, right? I think to go to Duke and have to run a program for 2 years, he's basically like promoting the in-house DC, except he had 2 years of on-the-job training at a Power 5 school as a head coach.
Right.
I think that is very important. Coordinator-wise, like Lance Leipold, if A&M were to bring him from Kansas, there's a lot of stuff you don't know. You don't know how he can recruit in Texas. You don't know how he can recruit the Southeast footprint. These are things that you ask and you find out during the interview, and you get a feel for how confident and comfortable you are with that. Even with Elko, hey, what's it going to look like coming back here as a head coach recruiting wise? What are you? And you ask him how do you plan to attack the portal? The interesting thing about Mike Elko is you could ask him, compared to what you saw here, how do you, where do you think there were shortcomings? I would be doing that if I was conducting an interview with him. I'd say,
sure.
what did you see that was wrong, and how do you plan to handle the portal, or how do you plan to,
discipline,
attack recruiting, all those things. But you're talking about the new age of college football.
Right.
If I were looking at a coordinator, it would make it a lot tougher, but you just have to ask the tough questions, and the guy that's going to impress you is the guy. And I'm not saying like Brian Hartline's name's come up at Ohio State. I don't think he'll be like, one of the down to the wire finalists, but he's an up and coming coordinator, right? What are how proud are you when you look back? Have you gotten to be able to now to the point in your life where you look back and you go, man, this was really special?
Billy, it's the players, not the coaches. And I've been very fortunate to have players that were not only players. I'm talking about some of the greatest ever played college football. It's what they do afterwards. And you look at the success that those players in the 80s, you look at the success they have in life, and it's off the charts. But as the coach, at that time, you're concerned about. Well, I'll back up. I thought I was a good coach when I came here. Had great success, 59-1 in Pittsburgh. We were always in the top 10, and then the first 2.5 years, were not. I mean, we're so-so. If we'd won 1 or 2 more games, then, we'd been very good. Well, that wasn't there, and I'm looking at myself inside, say, what's going on? I'm the same guy, same coach. Didn't get dumb overnight. So basically, that's when I understood you have to give your players more than X's and O's. And we started at that time. We wrote a manual, Making of a Champion, but it's one play, one player. It could be one game, excuse me, that turns everything. We had one player that turned this program around, Ray Childress.
So next up, we have number 5, Washington, at number 11, Oregon State. Oregon State is favored by 2.5.
Jonathan Smith, another candidate. Oh, we've done 4 straight candidates.
Man, he's a good coach. You know what? I am
DeBoer, candidate.
I'm taking Oregon State
to win the game.
You just don't walk into Reser Stadium and expect to win. They haven't lost in Corvallis in like 2 years.
Winner gets the A&M job. Oh, sorry, we just did that joke. I'm going to bore you with my answer.
DeBoer?
I'm going with DeBoer.
Okay.
That's the Olin headline.
Now, I understand that. That makes sense, but Oregon State, they actually play some defense.
They do. And
give me the Beavers. I can't make a beaver noise.
Do the face.
Give me the damn Beavers. Because Beavers, build dams.
Ward?
Beaver, you were hard on the Beaver last night.
Hey, now.
And that was the line that
June.
You were little, yeah. June, that was her name.
June Cleaver.
She was Barbara
She was a nice lady.
I liked her in Airplane.
Okay. Are you ready for your next one?
You have no idea what we're talking about, do you?
No, I'm just.
Do you know who Eddie Haskell is?
We're just here for the laughs. All right. Next up, you have number 7.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you. Do you know who Eddie Haskell is?
No.
And if you did, would you have a son with him?
Probably not.
Okay. Continue on.
We're going to cut that one. We're cutting that one off. All right. Are you ready for your next pick?
We're ready.
Okay. All right. Number 7, Texas at Iowa State. Texas is favored by 7.5.
I want to say Iowa State.
Did you know Iowa State has won 3 of the last 4 games against the Longhorns in Ames, including the last 2? It's going to be cold and at night.
Oh yeah, baby. When it's cold outside.
Yeah.
There's a song by Jodeci. I'm just not gonna finish it. I know Texas is gonna win, but I'm picking Iowa State on the show. All right, Olin, I've got a particular NIL interview coming up by a guy by the name of Reuben Owens coming up here in a moment.
The Pearl of the Prairie.
So tell people what to do after they watch this video.
After you watch the video?
Yeah.
Well, if I were you, I'd run over to Fargo's and get some corn salt catfish.
But what are you supposed to do after a YouTube video?
Oh, like for you to, I didn't know where you were going with that. Click subscribe and like and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
all those things.
And all the good things. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Beat the hell out of ACU. See you next time.